Hey guys, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Aidan.
And today we're talking about a little Victron Easysolar setup, which we call our shower system. These little systems are designed to run some lights, TVs, and some basic stuff. So Aidan, tell us a bit more about what these Victron Easysolars can do.
So these Victron Easysolars are a 3 kVA inverter. They're designed to run light loads. You've got fridge, lights, TV, and then you can run a kettle or a toaster at one at a time.
You know, with this here, I can't run my kettle and toaster at the same time.
No.
But I can run one thing at once.
Correct.
What about those little Easy Cook turbo ovens?
No problem at all.
Cool. So with that there, do you recommend the customer to use it overnight from batteries, or better off doing it day from solar?
Better off doing it another day during the solar. So you're best to run off the solar throughout the day and keep as much in the batteries as a backup as possible to get you through the night.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so this little kit's actually quite funny. When I took my house off grid back in 2012, 2013, I run my whole house on one of these. And, I've got an electric motorbike, we get ovens, the lot. So we used to run air conditioners, everything. So it's this exact system, the exact same size system I took my whole house off grid in the middle of Sydney with. So 3 kVA inverter, 8 kilowatt hours of battery storage. And yeah, on average, when our house off grid in Sydney, we had the grid as a backup. There was no use me getting rid of the grid or buying a generator, so I just used the grid as a backup. But we used on average 1 kilowatt hour per day over the whole year from the grid, and that was including charging my electric motorbike.
That's huge.
So yeah. So Nathan, tell us a bit more about those Powerplus batteries that you guys used in this job.
Yeah, so these Powerplus batteries, they're 4 kilowatt hour each, and they're really great for installation and residential purposes. You can just add on to them with a links unit. So we recommend, as a residential house, just starting off with 2 of them. And if you feel like you need more in the future, you can just add on to them. It comes with a little links unit. You can just add more onto it. And
cool. So if so unlike a lead acid battery, like when you got a lead acid battery system, a lot of people got lead acid batteries these days and still trying to save that money. So if one of my lead acid batteries fails, I've lost my whole system, hey?
Yeah.
So with these though, if you've got 2 batteries and one fails,
you can just take that one out and chuck another one back in. Or just run off the one battery while you're waiting. So
yep,
it's pretty easy.
Cool. And so you can add to these at any time.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Another really good thing about lithium and those Powerplus batteries is, you can actually take them all the way down to 80%, where a lead acid battery typically you could sort of only go to that 50%. The other benefit with less, but you can go down lower, you're just affecting your warranty and that sort of stuff. So if you want to know more about and check out a real detailed video on these Powerplus batteries, you can check out the video here where we've actually pulled one aside, done full capacity test, and a more detailed video about the Powerplus batteries. So Aidan, from an installation point of view, tell us more about the SunPower panels and what you love about them.
SunPower panels are an extremely efficient panel, and they're always true on square. They're a really consistently built panel and quite strong. They look great at the end of the day. Having that consistency in the size of the panel and having it not off square and not wonky means that your measurements always end up coming up right. Panels look great at the end of the job, and you're not fluffing around trying to get them straight.
Cool, so it's less fluff around at the end of the day to make sure it's straight at the customer's roof. And so Nathan, tell us a bit about SunPower panels, what you don't like about them.
Well, I really like them as a panel. I think they're great. It seems every system we chuck them on, they just perform how they're meant to, and they're great. But there's been a couple situations where I don't like the top and bottom cables.
Yep.
Just because when we install tilt systems and we have the good old optimizers from SolarEdge, they just don't reach, and you have to adjust for that, and that's my one pet hate about them. But cool. Other than that, there's a lot of things I like about them. They're a great panel. So
on the back of the panel, things are annoying for these boys to install. At the front, they look amazing, which is good. And so from that efficiency point of view, Aidan, so that means that so for example, I know with SunPower, currently at the moment we're installing like a 420 watt panel. Yep. So that efficiency means that from another manufacturer, that same size panel, they'd be getting like a 400 watt panel, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that just helps with installation, less moving parts, like on a SolarEdge system, there's less optimizers and things like that they install. So with being off grid, I know I talked about my house in Sydney, I used the grid as my backup. You know, I looked into all the numbers and get rid of the grid and that sort of stuff. It was going to cost me like $2.5 grand to have it removed and $2 grand to get it reconnected and stuff like that. So I just decided to leave the grid there, and I just have a switch. I just go flick a switch from one of the grid to charge my batteries and turn it off. So in these Victron Easysolars, they're an inverter charger, yeah?
Correct.
So tell us more about how the generator works with them for your backup.
So in the systems we installed, it's quite simple to run the generator. It's basically just plugging it into the appliance inlet, making sure the inlet circuit breaker is on and starting the generator, and it'll just charge your batteries.
Cool. So your batteries are flat, plugged in, turned on, and it's good to go.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Now you can also run a auto start if your generator has a 2-wire auto start feature, which we highly recommend. Spending the money and getting
2-wire auto start.
2-wire auto start generator. Now we can program in exactly under what conditions we want it to start, stop, periodic run to keep the generator in tip-top health.
Cool. So if I had so you know, I've got my little house, my little shouse, I'm cranking away there, and I've got the little turbo oven on cooking up. I think, I want to get some boiling water on the go. If I've got an auto start generator and I turn on the kettle, what's going to happen with my generator?
Generator's going to ramp up to control the kettle up to the limit that we set on the input.
Cool. So ideally, like having that auto start generator in those moments when you're not thinking about things, you can make yourself a bigger generator. Your system becomes a bigger system, yeah?
It does.
So whatever power you got in the generator and the batteries, you can combine that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's a really good feature on that auto start generator. That literally, your little 3 kVA. Because the reality is, what I learned when I took my house off grid in Sydney for the first time is most of the time you're on lights, TVs, fridges, and things like that. It's pretty simple. And it's very rarely the moments that you do require. If you've got a really energy efficient house, there's very rarely moments that you do require to run 2 things at once, and you can get away with quite a small system. And like I said, I lived off grid in Sydney for about 5 years on one of these systems with an electric motorbike. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to find out more about the Victron Easysolars, you can check out this video link in here, which goes to more detailed subscription. Also, as well, if you want to find more about the sun power panels, you can check it out in this link up here. Thanks and have a great day.